Hi, thank you for tuning into Heart Talk. This video is going to be about when I lost my hair, and it's going to show actual footage of how devastating this was for me. You already seen the before picture, and you'll see after pictures. In the little screen below, you see my cousin. Just watching this is very difficult, but this video should have actually been posted before I posted the video on my hair growth, just to show you guys how hard it was for me to deal with the process of losing my hair. It was very, very difficult. As you see, I just pulled the hair off my scalp, and that really just made me cringe. It really, really hurted. My cousin, it didn't hurt my scalp, but it just hurted me very emotionally. My cousin came up from Maryland to help me through the process. That's her standing behind. And the screen on the bottom flips back and forth from my cousin that's in Arizona, the one that decided to cut her hair off because I talked to her and she knew how devastating this was for me. And the other screen you'll see is with my sister, my niece, my two nieces, and my nephew, who all wanted to be a part of the process as well. Looking at this is actually affecting me. It's very, very difficult to lose my hair. So I tried to hold on to them braids as long as possible. I cried at night about losing my hair, and my family would say, like, it's just hair. And I used to be like, it's just hair. Like, I didn't understand that. Or they would say, like, you're vain. That's vain to care about your hair. But I didn't. So it made me not want to talk to them about how I felt about losing my hair, because they would make me feel as though I was wrong for not wanting to lose my hair, and I should have been thinking about other stuff. But my hair was very important to me, and I really didn't want to lose my hair. I didn't want to have to go through that. It was very, very, very difficult. I used to lay in the bed and cry at night. I used to say, I don't want to lose my hair. So it was very hard, as you see in the video. I lost all my hair. And when I reflect over it and over the situation, about why it was so devastating for me to lose my hair, because at that point, it was evident of what I was going through. You know, I didn't lose any weight throughout this process. I didn't lose my hair at first. So no one really knew what I was going through. And when I would walk around outside, no one knew what I was going through. So it was easy to hide it. But once I lost my hair, I was forced to deal with the reality of what I was going through. Now what was going on the inside of me was evident on the outside of me. Because when you lose your hair from chemo, to me, everyone around you or everyone that see you know what you're going through. And it was a reminder of me, even when I tried to pretend to myself that I wasn't going through something, or days that I didn't want to really acknowledge what was going on within my body. When I would walk past the mirror, I would see my head and I would just start crying. So that's why when I posted that video and I said I still have my smile and I still have my heart, I really had to build up to that point, because I was not there at first. I was like, I don't want to lose my hair. Not my hair. I don't want to lose my hair. And it's not that my hair was like really, really long. My cousin's hair was actually way longer and thicker than mine. And she voluntarily cut hers off because of her love and her heart for me, which made the situation a lot better for me. But I still suffered a lot with it as well. Because now the reality of it is I'm going through something. And not only am I going through this in secret or just with my family, but now it's evident. And anybody that see me without a wig on, or now I have to wear a scarf on, and I have to continue to try to cover up this hurt and mask this pain that I'm going through. And I realize that that's what a lot of people do in life. They don't want to address the issues of hurt inside of them. You know, you can lay next to someone in the bed night after night, and they don't even know what you're going through. You know, or you can have that person that you're telling what you're going through, and you're like, you know, that still hurt me, or I'm still suffering behind that. And they're looking at you like, really? You didn't get over that yet? And it puts you in a place to say, well, who can I be honest with? Or am I wrong for feeling this pain? So I want to tell some people, like, the pain that you are feeling, the pain is real. And the emotions are real. And it's best for us to deal with our pain and deal with our emotions and deal with our sadness and not try to mask it and not try to hide it from other people or even ourselves as we do. As we try to hide things, or we think that we should be over something so we don't deal with it and we don't address it, so we cover it up, as I do. Cover my bald head up with a wig, or cover your bald head up with a scarf. Cover the fact that you lost your hair up, or cover the fact that you're hurt with makeup, or cover the fact that you're dealing with insecurities with clothes, or cover the fact that you're dealing with insecurities with multiple women or multiple men, or cover the fact that you're dealing with insecurities with degrees, or with any type of verbiage or language that makes it seem like you're not really going through what you're going through, but inside you're hurting. So I'm glad that, I can't even say I'm glad that my hair came out, because I'm really not. But I'm glad that I was able to address why I didn't want my hair to come out, and why my hair was harder for me to deal with than when they actually told me that I had cancer. Why me losing my hair was harder to deal with than me having to take a pill every month. So I was like, man, so now I'm forced to deal with this. And now my family is forced to deal with it. It was a time where my son would say, Mom, don't walk around the house without a hat on or without a scarf on. And it was hurtful to me. But I had to realize he's dealing with something. And he didn't want to deal with the reality of it. And he was able to articulate it very well. I said, Meat, why you want me to wear a hat, Meat? And he said, Mom, because every time I look at you, I'm reminded that you're sick. And I don't want to be reminded of that. So that's the same thing basically I'm saying. And it's the same thing basically we all say when we don't want to deal with the pain that we're going through, or when we don't want to face reality, but we want to mask it, or we want to cover it with something else so we don't have to see it and other people don't have to see it and we don't have to deal with it. But I tell you, it's some healing in dealing with things. If I never lost my hair, I would have never been posting these videos, and I would have never been posting my growth progress as I posted of my hair growing back, because I would have had it. And I would have been still able to walk around and pretend like nothing was wrong with me. I would have still been able to walk around and just take a pill within my four walls of my home and not have to deal with the fact that I was dealing with something, and something inside of me was actually eating me up. Something inside of me was actually eating at my nerves and eating at my bones and doing damage that was being reflected on the outside. And it's so many times that us as humans, we walk around masking so much stuff and so much hurt and so much pain and so much anger and so much bitterness. Because when I got cancer, I may not have said it out loud, but I was hurt. I was angry. I was upset. I was clueless. I was discouraged. I questioned God a lot. I questioned God, why? Why me? Why me? God, I don't want to go through this. What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? And someone came to visit me in the hospital. I was like, I don't understand what I've done. And she said, this is not a punishment. She said, God isn't punishing you. But I looked at it as a punishment that I had cancer. I looked at it as only people that do wrong things should be burdened with pain like this. And I know that goes across a lot of things that we deal with in our life when we're facing such trials and such tribulations. And I know sometimes we think like, man, what did I do to deserve this? I shouldn't be going through this. I shouldn't be living in this situation. I'm a good person. But some things we deal with, we have to go through the trials in order to be made stronger. We have to go through the pressure in order to be made pure. And no, it wasn't easy. But looking back, I realized that God was with me the whole time. Even looking at this video, as I'm going through what I'm going through, I have somebody standing over me, consoling me. And I also have somebody in another state that's willing to take their hair out to show me how much they love me and how much they're here for me and how much I'm not alone, even in this situation. So I'm grateful for the support that I have. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that I was able to realize just how strong I am and what I am able to deal with. And I also was able to realize how weak I am in certain areas and areas where I needed strength. I was also willing and able to learn that. I was also learned that my faith wasn't as strong as I thought it was, because there was times I laid and cried and cried and cried. And I didn't have that, I just trust God thing, which I do in some situations. So now, even when it comes to my health, I just trust God. I went through all of this, and now my doctor said I'm cancer free. I don't have any cancer anywhere in my body. There's no evidence of the disease in my body anywhere, is how he worded it. And to God be the glory. I'm glad that I didn't give up. I'm glad that I didn't give in. I'm glad that I had people around me that was supporting me, my cheerleaders, that wasn't just saying, we're here for you, but also my cousin was willing to say, I'm going to go through this with you. What I can sacrifice, I will. Whether that's my time, my love, and even my hair, I'll sacrifice that with you. And even when you look at her husband, who's behind her, who's cutting off her hair, that's a blessing in itself. Her husband was even willing to say, I support what you're doing for your cousin. I support you and I stand beside you 100%. Yeah, in the video, I didn't understand, and I didn't think that your hair could just come out from your scalp. I guess that's what happens, but I didn't think that could happen. Before I went through this program, my sister told me to cut my hair myself. And I honestly would encourage women to do that if you're going through this situation, unless you want to experience the pain and grow from it. But I would actually wish I would have just cut my hair myself, because this was very devastating to deal with. And it wasn't easy. Looking in the mirror and just seeing your hair just fall off your scalp, and looking in the mirror and seeing just strands of hair on your hair at this point, just strands. When I talked to my niece about it the other day, I said, nah, you know what was hard for me? What was hard for me is that it was evident of what I was going through. And she said, Aunt Chrissy, you right, because I didn't cry until I seen that you lost your hair. It was like I didn't want to deal with it, and I didn't want to think about it, but I was forced to deal with it. And that's my son that just walked past, and it hurt me because he didn't want to deal with it, and he wouldn't come in the living room when I was getting my hair out. And I'm like, man, he has to go through this. But I couldn't protect him from it. I know I said that before, but because I couldn't even protect myself from it. So if you guys continue to watch, you'll see the finishing products of both of our hair. It took my cousin a little longer to get her hair down. But again, that chemo chemo treatment is something else. Look at that. The hair is just coming right off of my scalp. And the patches that's there, they're really not there. If you just pull it a little bit, it will come right up. But my cousin was so gentle and so patient with the whole situation. She didn't want to do that. And she came all the way from Maryland to be there with me and to support me through this situation, which is a blessing within itself. But the gist of all of this is, when you're going through something and when you know that something is wrong inside, don't try to mask it. Don't try to mask your hurt and mask your pain. Deal with it. Embrace it. Because trouble don't last always. And if you keep masking it, if you keep hiding it, you will never face the reality of it. And until you realize that you're broken, you won't try to fix it. Until you realize that you're really weak, then you won't try to get strong. Until you will realize that you're hurting, you won't never be able to heal. And sometimes we have actions that's associated with hurt that's going on inside of us. And sometimes, honestly, we don't even know what happened. We don't even know the traumatizing experiences and what had effect on us. So both me and my son go to counseling. My son didn't want to go, but I know that this was impactful for him, and this was a hard situation for him to deal with, as it was for me and as it was for my whole family, because none of them wanted to see me hurting. So I just want to make sure that he's getting the proper guidance and the proper counseling, and he's able to deal with that hurt. So when he turned 30, he's not dealing with some type of issue that he didn't address because of the pain that he had as a kid. He's still holding on to that. So I want to make sure that he's not. And even in the midst, as you see me in this video where I'm laughing and I'm crying and I'm laughing and I'm crying, it's because every time I start to cry really bad, my cousin would say something really, really funny to make me laugh. Another sign of support. She would say something like, yeah, soon it's just going to be sprouting up. Like little sprouts. And then it's going to grow longer and longer and longer. So she was just making me laugh. And just the fact of looking at her doing what she was doing gave me strength. It gave me strength because I was holding on to them braids as long as I could. If I show text message, she was texting me, when are we doing this? When are we doing this? When are you ready? She had braids in her head as I had. So as you see, my cousin chose to use I don't even know what that's called. The razor? She chose to use the razors, the clippers, to take the rest of the hair off because she didn't just want to pull it off. But it could just come right off. But yeah. Again, this is it, guys. This is when I lost my hair. This is when my cousin took her hair, cut her hair off with me in support. Amazingly supportive she was. So yeah. Make sure if you didn't see the video of my first week of tracking my hair growing back, make sure you watch that. And also, after I post this video, I'm going to post another video of week 3 of my hair growing back. So, you guys were able to be a part of the process of when I actually lost my hair and when my cousin actually cut her hair off, when we both done this together. Make sure right now you take the time to like the video. Just press that little thumbs up right now with your thumb drive as you prepare to see the final footage of us after we made it through the whole process. My hair and her hair. That's my after shot. And this is both of us. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.